Hey, this is Terry. I'm talking about beautiful life experiences before you go to your grave. So, what are you going to do now in your life to create those life experiences? And this one is about travel. Let me talk about my story of traveling. First, I started going to Rouse's Point when I was a young adult, and that's in the States, just near Montreal. And there was a place called the Saxony where there was live bands and beer. We were like 18 years old. We jump in the car, go there, listen to the bands, drink Foster's beer from Australia, and then we'd eat pizza at 2 o'clock in the morning. Then the pizza place would close, and then we'd drive back across the border. It was a great time. Always remember those for the rest of my life. And then I started going to Boston with friends. Loved the beaches there. There was a particular beach that had a shack on the beach that sold fried clams and other food. And I remember those fried clams in that shack. I used to love going there. Just really enjoyed it. Brought the kids there later in life. Later on, I ventured out to London. Took my first trip to London when I was in my 20s. Visited my aunt. And while I was there in London, I decided to go to Paris right on the spot. So I bought this book, Paris on $45 a Day. And in 91, 92, looked through this book, sat in Piccadilly Circus in London, and then I went to Paris just like that. And I met a friend of mine who didn't know how to get into Paris from the train station. I could speak French, so we ended up becoming friends, and he showed me how to travel to youth hostels. So we went to youth hostels instead of bed and breakfasts in Paris, and I ended up eating baguettes with strawberry jam and chocolate milk in the morning with a bunch of kids, you could say, having another blast. $20 a night. It was a really good time, and I love Paris. I came out to Place de la Concorde, which is a huge vista where the obelisk is that the Egyptian government donated or gave to the London government. And it's just this beautiful vista. There's Champs-Élysées. I just blew my mind when I went to Paris the first time. Also went to the Cartier to look at diamonds, just as a joke, more or less. And I think I freaked the people out because I was just sitting there looking at $50,000 pinky rings. And then I was right beside the Ritz-Carlton where Princess Diana had stayed at her last night of her life, which was kind of weird and foreboding. I remember I was with my buddy Alun, and we went down to Champs-Élysées, and we had chocolate mousse. I ordered a chocolate mousse for 10 people by accident. I ate the whole thing. I was so hungry because we'd been traveling all this time. The next year, he invited me to go to the Greek islands. Well, actually, we didn't know we were going to go. We went to London for a week, and then we said, let's go to Greek islands. So we went to the Greek islands, and one of the memories is renting a dune buggy and just zipping down to the towns and eating fresh calamari right off the boat, and sitting there by the ocean with our little dune buggy. And eventually we went to the island of Santorini after partying at Eos and Naxos, Paros, and Santorini, of course, is mind-blowing. One of the sites I'll never forget. Probably might go back this year. Then he invited me to go to Bermuda. Went to Bermuda, rented a scooter or a moped. It was actually mind-blowing, beautiful island. Got on a friend's yacht, took a tour. Tree frogs at night, pink sand, really beautiful. Later on in life, started doing all-inclusives with the wife. Cuba, Dominican Republic, and this year probably about Costa Rica and maybe Santorini again. So those are my life experience, some of my travel life experiences that I'll take to my grave, and I want to have a few more. But think about making some today or tomorrow, and you'll never forget them for the rest of your life. That's it. Ciao.